Hi everyone, my name is Amit. Welcome to my channel Skills for Chasers. In this learning series, we are going to chase Power BI from basic till advanced. So everyone, Power BI has become a very popular tool into the field of industry and I would say into the field of data science. Now this is one of the tools which comes first in the mind for any organization or for any industry when they start thinking about data analysis. So what has made this tool Power BI so popular and so much widely used across the industries? So in this first session of this Power BI learning, we are going to first of all understand what Power BI is all about and what makes this tool so much popular into the industry. So Power BI, is a tool which we use for the purpose of data analysis. Now, when we talk about this tool, so definitely the showstopper over here is data. So everyone data, when we talk about data now, so data is something which has become more like a household word. It is no more a technical word today, right? So this word data is something that we all use day in, day out in our normal conversation as well. So why do you think the data has become so important? The first thing of our learning process is understanding data. So what has changed in the last few years that data has become really so much important for all of us? See, data is not something new. It's not something that we have recently started generating it. No, this is something we have been generating for years and years, centuries ago as well. Data was something that we were generating, right? If we go back into the medieval periods like Ramayana, Mahabharata, they are all also a form of data that we all have. But in the last few years, what has happened is the narrative around the data has completely changed. Everyone has, gained the inclination towards data and everyone is interested to explore data more and more. So what's the reason behind it? The answer for that is digitization. See, in the last few years, what has happened is our industries have moved towards the digitization. So today, just think about all your day-to-day activities. So if you have to order groceries, you have to book a cab, you have to book a vacation, you have to talk to your friend, you have to listen to the music. For everything, what we do is we use internet. And not just these applications, if you see all your gadgets today as well, right? Like if you talk about your mobile phones, you talk about your televisions, you talk about your cars, air conditioners, Alexa, Google Home, all these devices that we use, they all are also connected to the internet. Now, with this internet, what is happening is there is a huge amount of data that we all have started generating. So, like for example, when you go to an Amazon platform, whether you buy something or not, definitely what has happened over there is you have generated some data. And organizations have realized that within this data lies huge potential. So if they are able to analyze that data well, the companies can generate numerous insights, how the customers are responding to their products, what are the customer feedbacks, what are the pain areas, what are the opportunities where the business can think to grow. So all these answers for their business to increase their profits, revenues, and customer satisfaction comes from the analysis of the data. And that's where, since the generation of the data has increased, we need some sophisticated tools and softwares which can help us to analyze that data in a better and a more efficient manner. And that's where this tool Power BI has become the most popular word which helps us in this analysis of the data. Now, Power BI is definitely a tool which we use for the purpose of data visualization. With the help of this tool, what we do is we try to convert all that raw data that we are generating into the form of charts and graphs. So if we talk about what is a data visualization, so data visualization is representation of your data into the form of chart or a graph. And with the help of this visualization, what happens is when we represent the information of the charts and graphs, the end user is able to identify the trends and patterns in a better way and a faster manner. And also what happens is, as a human mind, our mind is trained in such a fashion that we understand the visual patterns in a much better way, and also we remember it for a longer period of a time. So, for example, what comes to your mind when I use the word water cycle? So definitely something, an image like this, where you can visualize some clouds, rivers, trees, some arrows, right? Evaporation, condensation, some sort of that image comes to your mind, right? So if you see, this is something, water cycle is something that we all read about in our, early days of our school. But still, on hearing this term, what happens is we are still able to retain that image to our mind. And if I'll ask you what was the text that was written below that, definitely it will be very tough for us to identify what was the text that was written below this. Now, there are numerous examples, that actually help us realize that definitely visuals have a longer impact on us as compared to the text data, right? So, like for example, movies versus novels, right? So, if you have to watch a movie, it's like a visual representation of the novel. So you will be able to watch the movie in few hours and you will be able to retain it for a longer period of a time. Whereas if the same thing is given to you in the form of a novel, you will have to spend numerous, sleepless nights. And also after certain years, you will forget what that novel was all about. Now, if you take a classic example from Bollywood, right, the movie Drishyam, right, that is also based on the concept of visualization, right? If you see something, you remember it for a longer period of a time, right? So that's how, you realize that how visualizations are so important for the industry of data science as well. Because, your first step of analysis of the data is definitely going to start off with this visualization things itself, where we will be converting the data into the form of charts and graphs. So if we try to understand what are the benefits of the visualization, so visualization is something which allows visual access to huge amount of data, which is easily understandable. And also well-designed graphics are usually the simplest and at the same time most efficient. Now, when we talk about visualizations in the real-time industry, so creation of visualization is not a very easy process, right? Because what happens in the organizations is every organization generates huge amount of data, right? And also that the data that they are generating is not just in one format, that data is in different type of file formats. So like, for example, if I take an example of any organization, so what will happen is in every organization, there are different teams, right? There are different departments. And now every team and every department would be generating the data into the different file formats. It can happen that, some teams are generating the data in the form of Excel file, CSV file, PDF file. There could be certain teams which are generating the data in the form of databases, right? There can be some external data which could be coming from the external sources like Facebook, Instagram, etc., etc. Now, what happens is for every organization, data is now sitting in multiple data sources. Now, when you have to start that analysis, the first step is we have to integrate all the data sets or the data sources to one single place. Now, integration means bringing all that data to one single repository. Only then you can start with the process of detailed analysis. Now, when the data is collected to one single place, the next step that starts over here is that is the analysis of the data, where we have to understand what data to keep, what data to remove, duplicate data removal, blank data removal. So there will be a lot of time that will go in the transformation of the data. See, their data is basically of two types. One is called as human readable data and another is machine readable data. So all that data which is not machine readable cannot be used for any analysis. So that's where a lot of effort will go in, where we will have to convert all that, you know, human readable data or a data which is not in a good shape to convert it into a machine readable data. And then finally, once the data is ready, that is when what happen is we start creating visualizations on that. That is when we start converting that data into the form of charts and graphs. And that's how your reports are created. And then those reports are shared with the end users so that they can do some decision making. Now, this whole process that I have explained you over here, right? This whole process that I have explained you over here is something which is called as BI. Now, BI stands for business intelligence, right? So this whole process of integration of the data, cleaning of the data, and converting it into the form of meaningful visualizations and charts, this whole process is called as BI, business intelligence. Now that's how you get to know that how the name Power BI has come up. So BI stands for business intelligence. So now everyone, data is not a one-time activity, right? Data is something which every organization will be generating on a daily basis. And definitely those organizations would like to have their reports updated with the latest numbers. Now, definitely we cannot keep people just to keep refreshing or doing the same activities day in, day out. We need to establish a system which can actually help us to automate this whole process so that once you have created your system, then system itself should be able to, you know, refresh the reports for you without any manual intervention. See, when the manual intervention goes out, your chances of error also go down, because till the time there is a human touch, there are chances there can be some errors that might happen. But once you have an automated process, the chances of error also go out. So that's where this Power BI as a tool is going to help us to automate this entire process of reporting. Now, when it comes to business intelligence, now as I told you, BI is a complete process. It's not just a tool, or it's not just like a product that you can go from the market and buy it and your job will be done. No, it's a complete implementation. And for implementing the BI, there are a lot of tools in the market that are available. So if you talk about, we have Tableau, Power BI, SAS, Oracle, MicroStrategy. And if I talk about the current market trends, so definitely Tableau and Power BI are the tools which are more widely used across the industries as compared to the other tools. So there are multiple benefits that these tools have, which we will be understanding as we move forward with the training. When we talk of Power BI, so Power BI definitely is a BI tool, right? This is a tool which helps us to create reports and dashboards with a simple and a very user-friendly interface, right? It's all drag and drop. It's very easy to learn, right? No technical background required. Anyone from any industry can learn this tool very, very easily by spending a good time in the learning process and understanding all the concepts. This is one of the tools which comes with data cleaning and data modeling capabilities inbuilt. So you don't really have to, use separate tools. See, this is one of the disadvantages with other BI tools that we have in the market, right? Like if I compare it to the Tableau. So Tableau is one tool which do not have data cleansing capabilities inside it. So for that, we have to use a separate tool like Tableau Prep or some other tool. Data modeling is also not very much efficient in Tableau or the other BI tools, but Power BI comes with all those features inbuilt. And definitely, this is something which helps us in the visualization of the data, which is the end goal, because we have to create our reports. The reason you all should be learning Power BI is because it is one of the most popular BI tools as of the current scenario. This is one tool which is easy to learn and use. We can do complete automation of the manual tasks, right? Like I was explaining you in this process of BI. So we can automate the entire process with the help of this. The monthly subscriptions are very cheap as compared to the other BI tools. So the monthly subscription cost of Power BI is just $9.99 per month for a pro license. As per the Gartner Magic Quadrant, Gartner is one of the top research firms which has qualified, Microsoft Power BI is one of the market leaders when it comes to BI tools. Now, over here, we're going to understand the Power BI architecture. See, in Power BI architecture, the main and the most important component over here is that is Power BI desktop. In order to start using Power BI desktop, you need to have this application installed on your machines. This is a free of cost application, but available only for the Windows machine as of now. Once you have downloaded and installed this Power BI desktop on your machines, now this Power BI desktop is something which can be connected to different data sources very easily. So see, Power BI itself is not used to store the data. What we do is we connect Power BI desktop to different data sources in which your data is. Now your data can be an Excel file, CSV file, PDF, some databases, or it could be coming from web or anywhere else as well. So Power BI can be connected to 100 plus data sources very easily. Once the data comes in the Power BI desktop, now all the data cleansing, data transformation, data modeling, visualization, all the things are going to happen in this Power BI desktop application. Once you develop your report in this Power BI desktop, right? You have done all the things, your report is ready. Now comes the time when this report has to be shared with the end users. In order to share this report with the end users, you have to buy the Power BI service license, right? So this is Power BI service is a cloud-based platform where we publish the reports. To understand it, say like for example, you click a picture, the picture is clicked from your phone. Now you do some editing of that picture on your phone. Now you want to share that picture with your friends. So what we generally do is we upload that picture on Instagram, Facebook, and all the people who are added onto my, that account over there, they are able to see my pictures. Now, same way, the report that you have developed, you publish that report on the Power BI service. Now, once the report comes over here on Power BI service, now that licensing cost that we were talking about, $9.99 per month, that cost is for this subscription itself. And that $9.99 amount that you are going to pay, you will also get a lot of other features, right? Like over here, you will be able to set up gateways, which is going to help you to do the automatic refresh of the data. You will be able to set up the alerts for your reports that in case your sale has gone above a certain value, below a certain value. So Power BI itself will send you the alerts so that you can take some corrective actions based on that. So this Power BI service is the cloud platform where all the reports will be saved and a lot of other features you are going to get in order to keep your reporting and your analysis very, very dynamic. Now, once this report is published, now from here you have the capability where you can share these reports with the end users. Now, the catch is those end users should also have this Power BI service license. Only then they will be able to see the reports. Once these reports are shared with the end users, now end users can see those reports on their laptop, or they can also access the reports on the application which they can download on their mobile phones. So if I try to quickly summarize, so Power BI basically has three components. The first one of them is Power BI Desktop. This is the tool on which the development of the reports happen, which is completely free of cost. We have Power BI Online Service. Now, this is the tool on which the reports are published and you can share those reports with the end users. Power BI Mobile. Now, this is the application through which the end users can see the reports while on the go just on their mobile phones. Now, this application, everyone, is available for all type of phones, whether you're using an Android or an iPhone or a Windows phone. This application can be downloaded anywhere. Now, when we talk about this Power BI desktop as a tool, right? So which we will be seeing how to download in just a moment, is something which is made from three components. The first component of Power BI is Power Query. Now, this is the component which is going to help you connect to the different data sources. All the cleaning of the data and transformation of the data happens with the help of Power Query, right? This is like the component of the Power BI desktop. Now, all these features like Power Query, Power Pivot, Power View that I'm talking over here, they are not something new. They have been used in Excel as well. They were introduced in Excel in 2013. And like from there itself, Microsoft picked up these components and they made their whole new tool, which was Power BI Desktop. Now, Power Query, we are going to use it to connect to the different data sources, clean data, and transform the data. The component Power Pivot is something which is used for creating data models. Data models is connecting different data sets to each other for setting up the relationships, and we can use the data from different data sources in one single report. If you want to add new columns or new measures, that is again done with the help of Power Pivot. And we can use Power View. Now this component is used to create interactive visualizations and add interactivity on the reports that you create. So all these components together make the tool Power BI. So if you understand, BI over here is business intelligence, and how the word power comes because of the components Power Query, Power Pivot, Power View. So now, before we start this training on, you all have to install this tool on your machines. And to install this, you have to just go on this link. So the link will be provided to you in the description of this video as well. You just have to go on that link and you will all land up over here. You have to click on see download or language options. Click on download. And based on the version of your Windows, if you're using 64-bit or 32-bit, download this software from there. So I hope you all would have enjoyed watching this video. So see you in the next session. Thank you, everyone.